Formula One F1 season has officially started with the Melbourne Grand Prix this past Saturday. Congratulations to George Russell. Shout out to Team Mercedes on the win. Antonelli came in second place. George Russell came in first place. Charles Leclerc came in third place. And the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton, came in fourth place. So now that we got that out the way, we got to talk about Team Ferrari. Team Ferrari absolutely dropped the ball to start this new F1 season because Charles Leclerc started off the race in first place. Charles Leclerc and George Russell, they kept going back and forth. George Russell would pass Leclerc to become first place, and then Leclerc would pass George Russell to get in first place. It happened like 2 or 3 times, right? But the mistake that Team Ferrari made is Team Ferrari took way too long to make a pit stop for both of their drivers. Lewis Hamilton remained in third place until his tires wore down because he was on the soft tires for more than almost 30 laps. He was on the soft tires. So George Russell, who already changed his tires, he went from the soft tires to the hard tires. He eventually passed Lewis Hamilton because Lewis Hamilton told Team Ferrari, look, we should have been pit stopped. You guys took way too long. I still have a little bit of tires. Do not pit stop me and Leclerc at the same time because it's going to ruin our team's chances of making the podium. So Charles Leclerc made the pit stop first. Lewis Hamilton then went to, I believe, first place. And then George Russell, on the new tires that he switched after his pit stop, he passed Lewis Hamilton with ease, and then he got in first place. After that, Lewis Hamilton eventually had to make a pit stop. Charles Leclerc went back into second place. And then Lewis Hamilton... George Russell got in first place. Antonelli got in second place. Leclerc was in third place. And Lewis Hamilton finished in fourth place. But the point that I'm getting at, guys, is if Team Ferrari would have made the pit stop when they should have made the pit stop, there is a very high possibility that Charles Leclerc would have finished the race in first place and Lewis Hamilton would have finished the race in either second or third place. Realistically, I think Lewis Hamilton would have finished in third place because Team Mercedes' cars are fast, okay? It seems like Charles Leclerc has the fastest car out of everybody. I would say Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen so far seem to have the fastest cars in F1 with these brand new developed cars that all of the teams have. Because Max Verstappen, I think he started the race at position 21 or 22. And, bro, Max Verstappen finished in 5th or 6th place. Max Verstappen did a phenomenal job, bro. Charles Leclerc, he had a phenomenal start. And he showed that he definitely has the fastest car out of everybody right now, okay? But Team Ferrari let both of their drivers down in this race. You can't afford to have a situation where it's almost 30 laps before either one of your drivers make a pit stop. That is a disgrace. That is just... And Lewis Hamilton called him out on the radio. Lewis Hamilton said, yo, what are you guys doing? We should have been made a pit stop. And Lewis Hamilton, being the veteran that he is, he said, you know what? He said, don't pit stop me and Leclerc at the same time because it's going to ruin our chances of either one of us hitting the podium. Pit stop Leclerc first. Let me stay out for a little bit longer, and then I'll pit stop. And that decision is really the reason why Charles Leclerc finished in third place, because of Lewis Hamilton. And by the way, Lewis Hamilton almost passed Charles Leclerc to finish in third place. He was literally right on Charles Leclerc's ass to finish the race. Okay, if that race would have been at least 2 laps longer, Lewis Hamilton would have ultimately passed Charles Leclerc. Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc for a second, guys. Charles Leclerc is known for being a dirty driver in F1. He's known for being very aggressive and known for being dirty to the point where, he'll literally sabotage his own teammate to make the podium. We've seen this multiple times last year with Team Ferrari, where Lewis Hamilton would have an opportunity to pass Charles Leclerc, and Charles Leclerc would basically force Lewis to crash before passing him, right? So Charles Leclerc, that's just the kind of driver he is. I don't know why he's like that. Obviously, he's very competitive, But if you're a person that's willing to sabotage your own teammate just so you can make the podium, that's dangerous. And George Russell was calling out Charles Leclerc for his behavior because there was multiple times where Charles Leclerc was doing some dirty, grimy, snaky stuff to pretty much do everything in his power to not let George Russell pass him when George Russell clearly, had the faster car than Charles Leclerc. But that's just who Charles Leclerc is. You know what I'm saying? Max Verstappen is the same way. I think Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, they have the same exact driving style. These guys are they're so obsessed with winning that they will sabotage anybody that tries to get in their way of making the podium. Their number one goal is to make the podium, whether it's first place, second place, or third place. If anybody tries to, pass them and ruin their chances of finishing in first, second, or third place, they'll crash into you, bro. They will ruin your car. They will crash into you. You know what I'm saying? That's just who these guys are. They're savages. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Team Ferrari, they totally dropped the ball with Team Ferrari. I'm extremely disappointed with Team Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton, on a positive note, Lewis Hamilton was very optimistic about the first race of the new season in F1. He basically said that he was very satisfied with his performance, but I disagree. I think Lewis Hamilton, I think that he needs to hold his team accountable. And I think that Lewis Hamilton, at some point, you have to realize that Team Ferrari, obviously, they look at Charles Leclerc as their number one driver. And if you're Lewis Hamilton, who many people recognize as the greatest F1 driver of all time, you're the veteran, right? Team Ferrari should be looking at you like the number one driver. I totally understand that Charles Leclerc is younger, and Charles Leclerc, has a style that does equal winning more than Lewis at this point in his career. But I don't think Lewis Hamilton has really accepted the fact that Team Ferrari is doing everything in their power to make sure that Charles Leclerc has an advantage over Lewis Hamilton. And I think because Lewis is so successful, I think because Lewis has accomplished so much in the sport of Formula One, that I think that Lewis's ego is not letting him accept the fact that that's what's going on. Because, I'm having a very hard time understanding why Team Ferrari didn't make that pit stop. My mind is just not letting me, accept why that happened. Realistically, guys, Lewis Hamilton should have finished in first place. Realistically. Okay. This is what should have happened. Both guys should have pit stopped at the right time, right? Lewis Hamilton being the veteran, he should have led Team Ferrari to victory. Charles Leclerc should have came in second or third place. But the fact of the matter is, both of these guys should have made the podium. But, they stayed out too long without pit stopping. George Russell and Antonelli, they were right there the whole time. There was never one point in the race where it looked like Charles Leclerc or Lewis was going to, have so much distance from the competition that they could afford to pit stop and not let anybody pass them. That wasn't the case. George Russell was the only one to do that. Okay? But, Team Ferrari, man, you totally let both of your drivers down. Totally. And unfortunately, when Lewis Hamilton did eventually get in first place, his tires were just too bad to, stay in first place position ahead of George Russell. George Russell had already switched his tires in the pit stop. So Team Ferrari, get it together. I do like the fact that you guys have already proven that you have some of the best cars in F1 right now. But you guys have to get better strategically, bro. You guys have to talk to Charles Leclerc and Lewis. And instead of these guys competing with each other, because we got to talk about Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton was clearly competing with Charles Leclerc. And it's fair. Charles Leclerc, sabotaged Lewis multiple times last season. Of course, Lewis Hamilton is probably, racing with a chip on the shoulder this year. Like, he realizes that his teammate is doing everything in his power to be better than him. And now Lewis is returning that same energy. So you can't blame Lewis for, doing everything in his power to pass his teammate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't blame him, bro. His teammate is basically trying to end his career. So, yeah, man, Team Ferrari, man, you guys finally have good cars. Now it's time to use your brain and come up with a good strategy to where you ensure that your drivers have the best possibility of making the podium every race, man. So, Team Ferrari, get it together. That's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Days. Make sure you guys subscribe. Please hype the video. Most importantly, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. By the way, man, Max Verstappen, I think when it's all said and done, Max Verstappen is going to be the GOAT, bro. He's just a different type of savage, bro. There's been so many times where I've seen Max Verstappen start a race, in one of the worst positions possible. Like, he'll be in number 22 or worse than that, and he ends up finishing top 5, top 6 at the end of the race, bro. Like, Max Verstappen is an absolute savage, bro. That's my favorite F1 driver right now. I do want to see Lewis Hamilton have a comeback season, but I just don't trust Team Ferrari, man. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.